Today, we're at the Wine Bar in Kensington with the cast and the creative team behind Do Us Part, making its world premiere at the Calgary International Film Festival. Together, we're diving into the behind-the-scenes process of bringing this Alberta-made story to life, and of course, checking out the CIFF theme menu right here at the Wine Bar in Kensington.
Hi, my name is Michelle Thrush, and I'm an actress on Do Us Part. I play Simone, and I'm also an executive producer.
And I'm Clare Preuss, and I am the director of the film Do Us Part.
I'm Katherine Rawlinson. I'm the writer and producer and actor. I play Charlotte.
Describe Do Us Part in 3 words.
This is, so I'm gonna go against type and be corny, but a family love story. Because I feel it is a love story, but it's not a rom-com about 2 people, you know, getting it on. It's it's about a family with complicated, long-standing dynamics that are quirky and hard and charming and full of, you know, there's a and wisdom. I don't know. I think it's about the love that a family has together.
The story unfolds in one day. How did that shape your directing choices?
Oh, I love it because there's so much about it that's so theatrical, first of all, so it's almost like a chamber piece as it's described. And it kind of creates this pressure cooker where I think you can really examine the idea of a family who functions in a very polite way, but they've been keeping a lot of secrets over the years. And so to have that pressure cooker of one 24-hour period and this big decision that's being made and sort of who knows and how they know and what other secrets come out during that time, I think that's a really fun thing to play with. So I love constraints in creativity, and I think that's a beautiful constraint. And also the constraint of being in a home, that you're shooting the whole thing in what we believe is one house. So that was really fun and exciting, and I think working with Katherine to develop it from a theater script into a film script, that was part of what feels to me that was important that we kept.
This film is shot entirely in Calgary. How did the city influence your choices?
I mean, I think because it's, as I said, you know, because it's such a chamber piece, it's really, that part of it is very much about the family, but the components of who make up the family, I think that very much came from the where we are. And first, certainly the talent that's in the city, like it was very instinctual, I think a lot of it, the casting was instinctual. And so being able to be surrounded by so many incredible actors who are both skilled in theater, but also in film, and who are so generous and know each other. I mean, Andy and, for instance, like, Andy and Michelle have known each other for many years. Telly and Garret and Michelle have known each other for a long time. I mean, Linda, everyone. So many people knew each other for a long time. You know, and Imajyn is actually Michelle's daughter. So like, there are these intertwinings that happen. Yeah. So there's something about that I think is really juicy. And then I think there's something about the sort of realness and authenticity of the script that feels to me very Calgary. The type of architecture that's happening is a bit badass in this city, right? To have eco-architecture in Calgary is like a little bit badass, which I like, so yeah, it's cool.
This is your directing debut at CIFF. What excites you most?
Well, I'm really excited that we're doing it here, that we're having the world premiere here, because as as we just mentioned, like it's so filled with Calgary talent, and I'm very excited about Calgary talent. And so having it here and having that mix, I love intertwining like artists and arts lovers. I think that's one of my passions, is to have people come together in that way. So the fact that there will be so many people that worked on the film that are in the audience, and then so many people who love films and love, you know, Alberta-made films that will be in the audience, I think that'll be really celebratory, and tickets are selling fast. No, but I think it's going to be a very full audience, and I think that'll be fun too. So yeah, it's exciting. I think it'll be great.
How did you view Simone's motivations, and what did you want audiences to take away about her character?
Yeah, so the seed of Simone is inspired by my own mother. Yeah, she's very much the matriarch of our family, and there's a lot of differences. So it's not, there's a lot of differences in our family. We don't have 3 siblings. We're not architects, and Martin, my dad, aren't very similar. But what I really, really wanted to write about a woman who wanted to do more and who realized that later in life, and and who was going through this moment of transformation. And I've seen my mother go through that, and some of my mother's peers go through that, and it was really important to me. So that was very personal to me, as far as the not in every way that Simone manifested. Like, my mom's not that Simone's not kind. Simone has some edges. I think my mom didn't make the choices that Simone made in the end, and I always wondered what would have happened if she had.
Legacy and change are themes in this film. How do these themes connect to stories you want to tell?
Well, I've lasted a long time in this business. I did my first film when I was 15 years old, and I don't know how to do anything else. Like, I really have never had any other career. So I'm pretty resilient. I've been through a lot in this business, and I've threatened to quit about 400 times now. So there's that. Legacy, I think we're all, storytellers, and we're all artists, and everything we do leaves legacy for our children and our grandchildren. So yeah, I'm just aware of that. We're continuously doing that. I think too that for me, one of the most interesting parts of Do Us Part is the fact that we have 4 Indigenous actors in it, and 2 non-Native actors, and Linda, and who's Filipino. And I think it was so cool that nothing was said about race throughout the whole thing. Nothing was said about Indigenous issues. We just happened to be an Indigenous family who is part Native, part non-Native. And I think for the work that I do and have done through the years, it's a lot about bringing cultures together and allowing Indigenous and non-Indigenous people to find a common ground together where they can look at each other and just know that we're all human beings, right? So for me, that was the magic of Do Us Part, is that we are all human beings in it, and you're not going to see anything about residential schools or alcohol or none of it. Like, it's just a pure, beautiful story about a family, and I love that.
Family dramas bring tension. What drew you to Secrets and Rivalries?
Yes, I mean, it was so funny when Katherine brought the script to me. I won't give away all my family secrets, but she brought the script to me and I almost died, because we've known each other for a long time, but most of my family live in Switzerland, and so people don't know a lot of the details of them necessarily, but my dad's name is Martin, and he is an architect, and he owned and ran an eco-architecture firm, and the office was in the house, and then my sister became an architect, and it's like this whole, and almost took over anyway, there's a lot of overlap that way, so I think that was really interesting. She knew none of that. It was super spooky. It was really wild. And then I think, the dynamics at play are really interesting to me. I think it's not a stereotypical piece in the terms of the family dynamics. I think the strong feminist and I would say that menopausal question in a lot of ways that I hope we investigate more and more in film. I think it's a really interesting topic of what happens at that time in life, and especially women who have been serving for so long and even serving very successfully and even acknowledged for their talents, but that feeling of always giving to everyone else, and to feel that sense of depletion and be hey, my kids are now grown up and things are now in a place where I can have a rebellion, where I can feel the fire inside me and flip the table. And I think there's something really exciting about that. So I love that. I think the writing is really beautiful. I think, you know, that combination of humor and the truths that come out in humor, but also the like precariousness of the situation and the depth of the pain that's being felt and the depth of the emotion that's being felt, and the restlessness is important. It was really great to work with these actors. We got to do 2 workshops before we actually filmed it, so we got to kind of plumb those depths, and then just using people's exhaustion to the benefit of the film.
As writer, producer, and actor, what inspired you to create such layered characters?
I always start with characters, and it often takes me years to feel like I know them. I don't know. I have trouble writing without getting to that point first. And so I wrote a lot of different stories with these characters in it, some of which, you know, like early stages Clare read, and they weren't, you know, the plot kept evolving, but the characters were set.
Charlotte is a small but bold role. Why did you choose to play her yourself?
I wanted to be the butt of the joke, you know, very much. So I like humor, and if I was going to be in the film, I wanted to play that role or none at all.
If Do Us Part were one item here on the CIFF menu at the wine bar, what would it be and why?
I like this because we're all just tearing it apart like a family.
Yeah.
Just teasing. And the blue, because blue is like so related to like water for me, and water is very related to emotion for me, and so there's something about the blue like being sandwiched between the cheesecake, which is like the foundation, like the architecture, and then all the emotions. And then this is unwinding. As we're like unwinding this apple rose, I'm like, this is the unraveling of the day of the family that we watched on the movie.
Michelle, what do you think of the Simone-inspired drink on the CIFF menu?
Well, it's gone. I drank the whole thing, and I don't even drink. So no, I loved it. It was very nurturing and comforting because it tasted like apple pie. Aww. So I love the Simone drink. I've never had a drink named after a character.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
So very special.
Festivals are about film and community. How important are spaces like this?
So important. I mean, we work at a theater, and you've worked in theater that really focuses on like, what are the conversations that happen after the piece? Because
Downstage.
like Michelle, yeah, Downstage is a theater company in the Workland Center. But yeah, so I feel like this idea that art is not, we're not islands as people, we're our community, and art is, you know, kind of expresses often the things that we maybe need a little bit more courage to express, or have a bit more courage to have a conversation around. And so the fact that art can give you that impetus, and then you can go somewhere like this and have a conversation afterwards and talk about your own life and what you see reflected in the film or what you see reflected in the food.
How does it feel to premiere Do Us Part at CIFF?
Oh, we're so thrilled and honored, and I wouldn't want it to premiere anywhere else. I mean, Calgary's where I'm from. It means that my friends and family can come, which is a nightmare, but is great for them. Sorry. I am just nervous, but I'm really delighted and honored. I mean, we're very lucky to be able to make art in our hometowns. I think that feels like I might have done some things wrong, but I did at least one thing right to like have that come full circle.
What do you hope audiences will be talking about after the screening?
The wonder of family, really. Like that's, I think, the common language of everyone is we all have families, and I think that's what Do Us Part really does explore so beautifully, is just we've all got screwed up families, all of us. And yeah, so that's important too.
Thank you so much, and please do check out Do Us Part at the Globe Cinema as part of CIFF.
It's premiering here in Calgary for the very first time, so come out as Calgarians and support this local film. It's playing September 23rd.
At 6:30. Don't miss it. And don't be late.
Oh!
No latecomers. No, I don't know.
Take two.
Yeah. Check out Do Us Part at CIFF at the Globe Cinema.
Playing September the 23rd, locally shot, locally casted.
Locally owned. Okay, September 23rd at 6:30 at the Globe. We'll see you there.
One day you're gonna think back to these days, and they're gonna be the best days of your life.